Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for joining me today back here in Poppyfields. I do hope you're doing alright. Right, we're going to be working on our lake again today. So last episode we got our footpaths in and created these little islands in the middle, which turned out really well. I'm very happy with them. We got our swans in, we got flamingos in. Those are the only two animals we're putting in this habitat. So, what do we need to do next? Should we start from the sort of middle and work our way out? Actually, no, let's get the structure in. I was going to put in a barrier, not a barrier, I was going to get rid of the barrier along here, wasn't I? From, let's say, there, along to there. I'm going to make that a null barrier. And I was going to put in a little raised area. So what I'd like to do here, if this works, let's just try. I just want to do it really simply like that. And then I want to do it again, maybe here. Try and keep the gap between them roughly the same. Okay, and then see if this works. Yeah, just about make that work, can't I? Look at that. There we go. So you've got this lovely viewing area here where you can sit and look out over the water. Now I was hoping that I could put some benches here, but the benches don't go in the middle, do they? Yes, oh they do, yes. I always forget what can go in the middle and what can't, but actually yes, if I line this up and then I can do like a whole line of benches kind of along here. I'll leave I'll leave some little gaps. Yeah, I just want it to be like a little seating area. People could sit down, have their lunch. I'm not going to be putting any cafes or vending machines or anything in here. It's not really like that. I don't mind that that's not in the middle either. That's it doesn't need to be perfectly symmetrical all the time. I think that looks quite nice just like that. So yeah, let's just see if you were in here. I think that'd be quite a nice calm place to sit down and have your lunch, wouldn't it? Lovely, good. I might put a big fountain in here. Let's do that. Let's do a fountain. Obviously I'll come back and sort all this stuff out. Actually, I can do the barrier, can't I? At least try and get this as close into here as we can. And then that will just get hidden. I'll just put some bushes around there to hide the connection. Let's do a fountain. I love doing these things. Let's do a really big, daft, over-the-top fountain. Because it needs to be big, let's be honest. Yeah, if you're doing it in here. So let's start off with that as your base. Actually, that's not going to work. Let's go next with one of them. And let's get one of them. Look at that. Let's go from small to big and then back to small. I love these. They're so daft. So over the top. Oh, I love it. And then one of them. And then one of them. Is there anything else? We're getting smaller and smaller. I feel like I need an animal at the top. Yeah, I don't need anything like that. No, let's go statues. I tend to go with the otters because it's an upright one and they just look so cool. So let's do that. Then let's come in here and let's find a big old water jet. No, that's the wrong one. Here we go. Beautiful. So simple. Love it. Right, let's get that lot combined. Right, let's get it so this seal is actually looking at the seating area, and then we want it. Now let's think. Do I want it back here, kind of in the middle of this? I think I do. Yes, I think it makes sense. It'd be nice when you're walking around here to be fairly close to it. I know it's floating. That's fine. I'll sort that out in a minute. Yeah, let's come in here. Let's get some rocks, and I will just build a little base of rocks. Doesn't need to be much, just so it doesn't look like it's completely floating on the water. There we go. Lovely stuff. And then let's just get a little bit of foliage around the bottom, try and just make it look like it's been there a while and things have moved in. What else have we got here? Let's get a little bit of something different. And then I'm just going to try and stick one little kind of shrub thing, not that, hang on. What am I looking for here? I know what I'm looking for. Yeah, let's get one of these, like it's just sprouted up on the side there. Whoops. Actually, do you know what? Let's just get just a little bit of nettle at the bottom there, just suggesting that there's sort of a little bit of soil that it's growing in at the side there. And then do you know what? I might just detail a little bit of nettle growing inside there as well. Actually, that needs to go down like that, just so it looks a little bit wild. Lovely stuff. Look at that. That's a nice centerpiece to the lake, isn't it? Good. Right, now, what else do we want in the lake? It's got to be reeds, really, hasn't it? Now, I often don't use these ones because they block traversable area, but in this case, there's a lot of traversable area, so I'm not too fussed about that. Now, I'm just trying to think, how do I want to do this? I quite like the side being quite empty, so I'm going to focus these around the middle, or... it's a shame that the water's a bit deep there, actually, so... Yeah, I'll kind of focus them in the shallows, but not blocking too much. Let's get some of these smaller clumps as well. So the last thing I want to do is cause too much of the shore to become untraversable. La-di-da-di-da. This is always the problem when you do a big habitat. You end up doing these sort of repeating patterns of foliage and stuff quite a lot. It happens. There's no easy way around it. I'll intersperse this with some rocks, of course. Just try and vary the textures a bit, you know, that sort of thing. I'll get some of these reeds as well. Actually, these ones look quite nice on the shallower bits, so I'll get a few of these dotted around. It's very hard trying to make this look natural and not just copying and pasting. It's really tempting just to create a pattern and then just copy and paste it. but I'm trying not to do that. Let's get quite a dense bit over here. Okay, nearly there, I think. Nice. Okay, let's just get back to the rocks actually. I do feel like it's going to need some rocks around the outside. They do look particularly good actually around where the reeds are. Kind of makes it look like the reeds are purposely growing where the rocks have gone. Again, it's very tempting to sort of create a pattern of these and then copy and paste a bit, but I'm trying not to do that. This is nice because like that you can see the flamingos do go up on the rocks. I imagine the swans will as well, so it's quite nice to create little areas for them to explore. And then the middle here, I'm going to put a whole load of lilies as is my thing, because the water looks very boring otherwise, doesn't it, if you don't have something going on in there. So I think it's quite nice just to have some bits and pieces floating on the water. Now, what was I going to do here? I'm quite tempted to do this kind of thing here. I was going to do foliage, but I think actually it would look quite nice if this is kind of a stone precipice. And then I'll dot a little bit of foliage around on it. Something like that. Hang on, did I go all the way around with rocks? No, I haven't done rocks over here yet. Let's get some in. I'm trying to keep these really random. Good stuff. Okay, right, let's get back to our bushes. And let's do a bit of foliage around here on these rocks. You know my go-to plant, my arrowwood. I just love this stuff. Just works on the rocks. Not too much. Let's shrink it down. Let's just get a little bit on some of these. Excellent. Good. Okay, a little bit over here. Nice. Right, so I'm just going to get some brambles in. Hang on, where are we? Yeah, just covering up these little corners over here. Like that. Really simple, that. Let's get... See, these are the Amazon lilies. I'm tempted by them, but it's not really realistic. So, right, let's try and get this onto the water. Roughly like this, and then we just go to town, because this stuff just looks great. Just looks so natural when you plant this stuff around. I haven't got any of this in my garden. I don't have a big garden. I've got quite a small garden. I do have a small pond, but I don't have any lily yet. But I'm going to get a water container, and I'm just going to have it just purely with a lily in it. and nothing else. And it's going to be good for the birds because they'll come in and land, but it's also good for various insects as well. They love the flowers on these things, so. And it will just look nice as well. And my little girl will enjoy seeing the flowers. She just started saying the word flowers now, actually, which is fantastic. What with me being a gardener, I'm quite keen on her to be interested in nature and gardening and flowers and insects and all sorts. So yes, I got very excited when she said flower. She pointed at a daffodil the other day and she said flower. Yeah, it's the little things in life, isn't it? See, I'm just putting these all over the place because they do spread when you've got them on a lake like this. They do spread around, and it's quite easy to make them look natural as well, which is good. See how naked this water would look if it didn't have some stuff like that in it. Look at that, we're getting there, aren't we? The water's looking good. Right, let's move on to the next thing, which is just a few dead trees just lying around. Just because they look cool, it just looks like the area's aged. You know, it just gives that impression that the thing's been around for a while. I'm not going to lie them all down. I'll have the odd one like this that stands up, and then I'll have another one lying down here. And yeah, it just looks nice, doesn't it? I think it does anyway. You might disagree, which is your right, but I'm doing it anyway. Let's keep going. Let's come over this way. That's not a very good one, actually. Let's go for a long one again. I'll have one just lying down, actually, on the side here, I think. I've got plenty of land to play with, so there's no reason why we can't fill it up with a few bits like this. Let's get one right here on the beach. And then maybe one more long one over here. Kind of leaning right up on there. Nice, just adds a bit of character, I think. Excellent. Okay, so water-wise, I am pretty happy with that. Now, what are we going to do around the perimeter? Certainly around here, I want it to be fairly covered. And around this bit. I'm probably going to do an extra little building or something, I think, over here. I mean, a lot of this doesn't really need to be covered, but I'm just wondering, what have we got in here that's... I don't know about bamboo. Doesn't quite feel right, does it? I don't think I want to do hedging. Tell you what I might do. Let's try and find a nice tree bit of foliage. No, that's going to be way too big, actually. I think if I use tree foliage, or oh, I don't know, maybe not. Let's give it a go around some of this. So I feel like around this bit, so it's close to the pathway, I'm not too fussed about it being covered. I quite like some of this being a little bit hidden from view. And I will put some proper trees around as well. Yeah, let's get this bit all kind of hidden up. Like that. So I'm going to leave that gap there because I'm going to put a building of some sort there. I might just cover up a little bit at the side here, I think. I quite like that sort of wild feel. Most of this will then just stay as it is. Again, I might just cover up around the entrance. I think it looks nice. No, not like that. I should probably do a little bit elsewhere as well, otherwise it looks a little bit too forced if it is purely just around the entrance ways. Might just get a little bit in here actually. Okay, yeah, that is good. Let's just come down to here and see. Obviously, we've got the edge to try and look at. I mean, this is the obvious edging to use certainly along this little bit here. Yeah, so something like this. I'm probably going to do it around the whole thing. Let's be honest, because I've got this, and it seems daft not to use it because it just works, doesn't it? And this is such a big area that it's going to be a pain to do a fence, because as we saw when I last did a fence, they don't move properly. They don't copy and paste, and this kind of thing is so much easier just to copy and paste like this. It's still a very big area. I'll probably do some ground cover stuff kind of on these rocks and around these rocks. But yeah, I think I can get away with this, can't I? Yes, I can. I can get away with anything. It's my zoo. I'll do what I want. And then I'm not sure about these. I don't know how formal I want these bits to look, because they look quite smart, don't they? I love these rock formations because you can kind of overlap them a bit, and it doesn't look too bad when you kind of like this, where you kind of overlap them and put them all together. Just creates a whole new bit of patterning. So yeah, I think I can utilize these a lot, which I like. And it was my own thing, so it's not like I'm using an in-game piece. You know, I know I said when I started this I wanted to do everything custom. Well, there's a limit to that. You can't customize everything, but this is at least something that I created. And I know it's not the most exciting thing for you guys to watch. Let's move on to the next animal while I'm doing this. Let's discuss. I say discuss, I'm talking to myself, but you know what I mean. I can't remember what the next one is. I think capybara is still on the side of the bus. So that might be something to do next. I think capybara can be a walk-through habitat, so that's pretty cool. I know this lake is technically a walk-through habitat. It's a little bit different how I've done it. But I could do a proper walk-through habitat, I think, for the capybara. This does get very boring. In the end, though, it is worth it when you have to do these repeating patterns. They definitely do work. It's just very time consuming. I still think it would be a good feature for them to add into the game where you could have railing on one side of a pathway and not on the other, because at the moment if I wanted railing on here I would end up with railing here as well. And I don't know why they haven't allowed you to just put it on one side, because you don't always want railing on both sides. You want to do something different on the other side, and then you don't want the railing, but you can't do it. So yeah, Frontier, if you're listening, please let us have railings on one side of a path and not the other. Right, we must be getting near the end now. I feel like I want to go and do something else, but I've kind of started, haven't I? And it feels wrong to stop halfway through. I'm so sorry. I know this is very tedious to watch. I should do this sort of thing off camera, but that's not how I do my recordings, I'm afraid. You see everything. I don't edit at all. And that's how it is. You have to put up with the good and the bad, I'm afraid. I haven't even looked at where I am. Oh, okay, I'm fairly near the end. Yeah, because I just need to go around this bit. And then I'm gonna do building, like I said, and it's gonna be like a fake building, basically. Just to connect onto that other building and make it look like a nice little backstage area, even though it's not. I need to get enrichment in as well, and then I will obviously do some more work on the land areas, some bushes and trees, make it look nice and woodlandy, or yeah, lakey I suppose is the right word. It's not a woodland. Oh, look at that, we're nearly at the end. Lovely stuff. Right, good. Right, sorry about that. That was very time consuming, wasn't it? Let's no, we've only got a few minutes left, so I'm not going to do the building now. Let's do these. What do we want to do in here? Do we want to do something formal in here? I feel like I need flowers in here, like they're proper little flower beds. Let's do this. Let's put some soil down. Oops, something like that. Got a little bit of long grass growing in there. I will get rid of that. Okay, let's quickly paint that grass out. Right, and then it's going to need a little backdrop, isn't it? I think. Oh, let's go modern. Let's go with a little wooden backdrop. So let's see, let's try and line this up. I know it's too long, that's fine, I'll sort that in a minute. I think I've lined that up. That's pretty close. Let's have a look. Try and straighten that up. Take it right back into there. Let's just see what that looks like from here. That is looking good. Where do I want it? Yeah, just in front of that. And there we go. And then hopefully I can kind of shimmy that over to this one. Pretty much. Just maneuver that a little bit. Actually, I think that needs to go in just a little bit. Lovely stuff, good. So that just gives it a model. I was going to do bricks there, but I just thought, no, the wood kind of looks nicer. And then, let's just get a few flowers in. Really simple. I love these ones. They're so bright. I just love using these as a kind of a baseline flower bed. And then you can add into it. Like so, and then you can have the odd extra bit, hang on, like this, that kind of, actually let's go big, no not big, let's go in the middle, hang on, just get a few of these in. I don't want it to be symmetrical. Let's just get one small one there. Right, well now where are these lovely big yellow ones? I love these. These look good. A couple of them in there. Nice and random. And then we've got? Do I want anything like this? No, 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 not like that. Oh, I wouldn't mind. Let's raise that up. That looks quite nice, doesn't it? Slightly different texture. A couple of those. Lovely. I don't think it needs much more. I'd be tempted, very tempted, just to squeeze a couple of these in. Because they just look awesome, don't they? There we go. Simple little flower beds. Simple but really, really pretty. So there we go. Well, that is going to be the end of this episode, and we are really making good progress with our lakes. We've still got the land to do. So some bushes and mainly trees. I don't really want to overcrowd the land because I still want obviously the animals to be able to get everywhere. At the moment, they should still, yeah, they can go everywhere, can't they? It says they can escape, but yeah, they won't. But yeah, so there we go. So that's going to do it for this episode. So next episode, we'll get our little fake bit of building done over here. And then we'll just finish off the land, just getting some trees and a few bushes here and there. And then that'll be our lake habitat done. Just a couple of episodes really on this because it comes together pretty easily. And then we'll think about what to do next. So we're looking a bit lopsided now. So we'll head back over to our aquatic area and we'll start doing a few habitats over this way, I think. But yeah, there you go. That's going to do it for now. So let me know what you think of the lake so far. If you've got anything you want to say, any ideas, suggestions, or any more animals that you want me to put in the zoo, then please let me know in the comments down below. And as always, thank you for your feedback and thank you for your ongoing support. I really do love having you guys watch my videos and share all your love of the game with me. It's fantastic. Long may it last. Brilliant. I'll see you in the next episode, and until then, do take care of yourselves. Okay, I'll see you soon. Bye for now.